Okay, I'm going to believe it. It says I'm live. I'm going over to YouTube and I'm going to mute the sound as soon as it tells me, okay, dang, I did it for the first time. Okay, you guys, it's Sunday again. It took a week to get here, but finally Sunday's here. And this is mine and Maggie's 6-month mark. Our first show was 6 months ago on a Sunday. And so this is, and we have a very special guest today, a return guest. He's going to blow the doors off. Where did I get that expression? Okay, so I'm going to introduce Maggie of England, my co-host.
Hi,
hey, Maggie.
everyone. Hope you're all okay. Hi, Robin. How are you?
I'm doing good, Maggie. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. I've got an appointment at Specsavers tomorrow.
Oh, I know, because your lens keeps falling out of your glasses.
Yeah, every time I bend over, this lens falls out.
Yeah, is it because there's that little screw missing?
No, it's
In the
because
hinge?
I broke the
Oh, it
plastic
broke.
top. Yeah, I have had
Oh.
a new frame open, ordered since March, but I self-isolated.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff is delayed these days. Okay, we have friends here already. Of course, Jonaside, bless your heart.
Bless you
For being here.
Giant. I love it.
Oh, Adam E. Sunshine, Vicky is here.
Hi, Vicky.
Wendy is a new subscriber. Wendy, welcome to the madness. It's good to have you here. Druid Lover One. Agent Veronica is here. Boy, you guys, thanks for being here. This is our 6-month show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got here.
We just can't believe it.
I know, and we're having such a damn good time. And so we're gonna bring our special guest on. Well, they're all special. I've said that before. We have no favorites. Well, maybe one or two. I don't know. Nah, we have no favorites. They've all been just stellar. And so you guys, were having Grampy Lobster back on because, he's a hoot. And I don't think he realizes that he is very loved in your neck of the woods in England, Maggie.
Really?
Well, you told me Trisha thought he was funny. That's,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And my brother.
Okay.
Thailand.
Okay. So Grampy, Thailand loves you. England loves you. Okay. The Americans
more will now.
Well, cool. Okay. So English people, American people pronounce where you live Derbyshire. You pronounce it Derbyshire.
Yeah.
Boy, what a disconnect that is for my brain.
Yeah, well, the Cockneys call it like you do, Derbyshire.
Derbyshire. And how do you say it?
Derbyshire, yeah.
How do you say it?
Derbyshire.
Derbyshire. Derbyshire. Is that close?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Derbyshire. How do you say Worcestershire sauce?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Okay.
We don't pronounce the Shire. It's like...
Sure.
Yeah. Buckinghamshire.
Okay, boy, that's something I really never knew before. Okay, all the shires are pronounced sure.
Yeah.
Derbyshire.
Yeah, it's Shire, like in the Shire horse.
But okay, different pronunciations for different descriptions of what you're talking about. Okay, you guys, this is enough nonsense. We were late. I think Grampy's ready. I think we talked a little before, and I think he had to go pee or something. I can't remember what he said.
Coffee.
He says, "Oh, coffee." Well, same difference. Okay, so to one and all, I present from the Lobster Studios
Yeah.
and Hot Wiener Emporium. I would like to present our guest, Grampy Lobster.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
How do I, Jesus, how do I follow that?
Oh, well, okay, damn it. Okay, stop it. Wait, okay. I'm going to do this again, Grampy. And I expect your normal entrance. Okay. You didn't catch my drift when I did that fancy intro. Okay, so we're going to do this again. Ladies and gentlemen, today, Grampy of Lobster Studios and Hot Wiener Emporium joins the Grannies for our 6-month mark. I present Grampy Lobster.
Hey, motherfuckers! Tough crowd. How the fuck do you follow that, though? I mean, Jesus Christ. God damn. Like, oh, people.
We loved you the first time round.
You know, on behalf of people everywhere, you know, I'd like to apologize to our friends across the pond for everybody that makes fun of the way they pronounce things, because we here at Hot Wiener Laboratories, we look into things like that, and it really affects people, you know, when you make fun of how they talk. Because we would never do anything like that here, you know. Just because they sound funny, you shouldn't make fun of them, you know. I mean, we've got a lot of places around here. We've got a town in Massachusetts that's spelled Worcester, but it's pronounced Worcester. I mean, in some areas, you know, I mean, fuck the alphabet, you know, they'll just throw letters in and go, these are silent, you know.
Yeah, how do you know? I never know.
I know certain, you know, you know certain towns by, you know, sometimes by sound, like you've heard of a certain town, but then when you see the spelling of it, you're totally lost. When I lived in San Diego, there's a town called La Jolla, and what was it? There's some other ones that have like Spanish. And all I would ever see were signs for La Jolla. And it's like, you know, if you're not used to, you know, pronunciations or
yeah, and even because we have so many Hispanic, you know, Latin names for a whole lot of places in California. Okay,
and
Michael,
leave us to us just fuck up the English language completely because America.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, we screw things up royally. I'm not complaining. It's just the way we are. But the city of Escondido.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Michael Omnieris, one of his people that he talks about lives down there, and he always pronounced it Escondido. Escondido. Yeah. And I said, Michael, stop it. It's Escondido. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Escondido. Yeah.
And he wouldn't say Escondido, you know.
El Cajon is another one in San Diego. I used to hear, I used to think I'd see sign because, granted, I was in junior high, you know, and I come from a very white bread family, but I would see signs for El Cajon and La Jolla, and as a kid, you know, not really paying attention, and you know, I mean, I did take a semester of 6th grade Spanish. Back in 1971 or something like that off of PBS. They used to roll the TV into the classroom for like an hour every day, and we got to learn how to like say stupid, funny phrases like the elephant is sitting on the park bench, or or you know, I'd like to, you know, order a taco, or just really, you know, stuff that's going to
on the table.
Yeah, and just things that'll really get you by when you actually have to rely on the, you know, the Spanish that you've learned. So
it didn't help me much. Okay, there are many off ramps along the California freeways. Will say CALLE, day something. I still do not know how to pronounce CALLE. Is it Calle or is it Cali?
I would think Cali. You know, I think a lot of things, because now states have like two-letter abbreviations, and states didn't used to have that.
Or just numbers.
Yeah, there used to be, for abbreviations for states used to vary because just how people would, you know, California used to be CALIF. Now it's just and then some people call it Cali, and there's other like other states. I mean that, you know.
Yeah, but in regard to the street signs, though, the CALLE it's Spanish, and I think it means
Caliente.
no. I think it's calle. I think it's calle. Anybody out there? Do you know how to pronounce CALLE? To name our streets, there are many of them. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know who Drew Lover is, but in the England part of the UK, there's only 25% of people wearing the masks, but they're going to make them mandatory from the 24th of July.
They are here. They are here in California. The governor says you can't go outside without a mask. I can't. I'm not supposed to take out my trash, 50 feet away to put it in the dumpster without a mask. I can't go out to my car. And they say the fine is $300. I haven't seen it being enforced yet, but there's always a threat.
Well, the PD have said that they haven't got the manpower to.
Well, they don't hear
enforce it.
They're trying to defund our police department.
It's killing people.
Yeah.
The ones that are scared, it's killing them.
Yeah, and the people that, and I've told this over and over, the people that claim that they can't breathe in a mask, I've told people know it. I have emphysema. I've got COPD.
Yeah.
Getting around and breathing for me is hard enough, right?
Yeah.
But I got this, and I took some pictures of it, and how I hate to be like noticed in public, but I've got this dog mask that I wear, with the thing. And when I'm not wearing it, the thing is, like, if I'm walking out to my car, I don't put my mask on yet. When I'm in my car, I don't wear my mask. But if I'm getting out of my car, and I'm going to be around like literally anybody except for like my wife, I'm putting my mask on.
Yeah.
Because I would hope that somebody would do the same. And when we were in Connecticut for our anniversary this earlier this month, I don't go out much. I have outdoors. I don't like deal with people well because I've got a sarcastic attitude and shit.
Yeah, same.
But so I don't. If I don't have a need to go out, I don't. I can go out on my porch and look at assholes driving down my street, or look at the local Facebook page, watch the fucking news, whatever. But we were in Connecticut for a few days, and we went to the Mystic Aquarium in Mystic, Connecticut. It's a beautiful fishing town, really old and a lot of history to it. But we went to the aquarium, and it's a timed admission, and it's from this. You're allowed to come in between. It's a 2-hour window where you can come in. You don't have to leave after your timed admission is out, but it's not the biggest aquarium. It's nice, but the social distancing thing, we got there in the morning, and we went in. They took our temperature. You stand in this thing, and they scanned your temperature and everything. And so we got to go in. And in the morning before it got crowded, and it wasn't even close to what the size that they normally have, people were pretty good about wearing their masks. We were sitting at this little food court area, having a Coke, just relaxing for a few minutes. And, when you're sitting there, you can put your mask down, take a drink of your soda. But then, and we're walking around, and they didn't have any of the shows because social distancing, and they were trying their best. And around noontime, when people really started showing up, it wasn't like it got out of hand, but you started to see people that just didn't want to put their fucking mask on because it's hot out here. And trust me, I got pictures on Facebook. I was hot as fuck. I was uncomfortable. I was trying to get through the whole thing. I'm like, God damn it, I paid $35 to get in here. I want to see something. I got to pet a baby shark, and I got to pet a stingray, and I got pictures of the beluga whale. The beluga whales that there's always one beluga whale in a tank, when you go to the bottom and you can watch them. It's a ham. There's always one. Right up to the window, yeah, and there was this one that was just having a good time, and I wanted to go down there and have my wife take a picture. And there were like 4 people down there we waited for like 25 minutes going, okay, they'll move on and stuff. So I never really got to do that. That kind of pissed me off because I started getting frustrated. And after about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, my wife, she could tell that I was hot as fuck. I was uncomfortable, and I was starting to get pissed off because there were more and more people that were just being idiots, because, it's an inconvenience and all this shit. And
they show up here a lot, because I looked up where you live, and you have a relatively small population compared to where I live, but they're by
it's very condensed though.
Yeah, but the ratio, we have more assholes here than you do.
Hey! Whoa! Wait a second. I don't think that's true. I think we have far more assholes here. We have. I think our assholes are more sophisticated because they just don't give a shit.
They're good at being assholes.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I had to learn about New England. It's like my friend Gary Snowflake. We had fun with him.
Oh, is he there?
Huh?
Is Gary Snowflake there?
Oh no, he lives up the road. He's only an hour and change from me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and
oh my God,
Mass Soul Report. Every time I go into North Attleboro and go down Route 1A, we like to go to Casey's Burgers and a few other places. Every time I drive down Route 1A, I always shout, "Kate, where the fuck are you?" Because she lives in that area.
Have you ever seen them out in public?
No. I really want to, and I've been telling him. I said, "Dude, we need to have a burger and a beer." He goes, "You can see me, but you can't take my picture." And I'm like, "I don't want to tell people what you look like because I don't care. That's not, that's not like I got so many people, so many friends but people I like on the internet that I have no idea what they look like. I have no idea how they identify themselves. I have no idea what nationality they are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can take a gander by the avatars or like Gertrude Perkins, that gives it away, really fast. I mean, some people think he's from Alabama and some people think he's a woman.
I know.
Like that guy, that crazy conspiracy guy.
Who had
that used to get naked. Yeah, that used to get naked and shit. His channel finally got taken down. I had a bunch of his videos, but he used to overplay music from his radio, so it was hard for me to get a good clip. But yeah, he used to like to get naked on the fucking internet. I used to watch his live streams. Me and him actually had kind of a relation. I mean, I'd talk to him in his streams. I'd be the only one there, and I would just be. Just talking. But he thought Gertrude was a female, and which I can understand because the name
Gertrude.
I've never heard that. And I don't. Yeah, and I know, but I don't know. Like in England or in certain parts of the world, that certain names might be a family name. Like I don't even know if his name is.
Where you're coming from.
Yeah, so I don't know if his name is Gertrude, and it doesn't fucking matter. No. But this guy had a crush on Gertrude, right? Because and I actually made a video dedicated to her his crush on Gertrude once because I found it so funny because and trust me, I didn't even know or think about it because when I first saw the video and I was telling Gertrude, and we kind of she realized she's like, but I'm not a girl or something like that, and that's what I realized because I thought, okay, if it is a female, and I hadn't even really thought about it, because like I said, the name Gertrude, and then he goes, I'm not even a girl, and I'm like. Oh, that's even better, because when people don't get the joke, it's just more funny.
I never thought Gertrude was a girl because I looked at his avatar first.
Yeah, but avatars, I mean, can be like look out of mind.
Out of mind.
Yeah, look in the side chat, or X Ride Express. Okay?
K-Ride. Yeah, K-Ride.
There's Gertrude.
There's Gertrude.
You know what? I got to tell you, I'm going to start. If you go on my Facebook, when Gertrude posts my videos, I really want him to like write the intros or something or the description. It's like I want to like give him a private screening first, and then let him write the description of the video, because everyone he does, it's like, I wish I could write like that, you know?
Yeah.
I know.
That's why I don't put a description, or I'll go, Carl really shot the works on this one, you know, we stayed up all night and everything. You know, and I'm like, okay, what do I call this? You know, what is
Oh, Gertrude Perkins is the fake pen name of the fictional TV character, Mr. Blackadder.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it for me. Jesus Christ. I was thinking it was a fucking family name. God damn, man. I was in such a good mood, too.
You were on a roll, Grampy.
Yeah.
Shit. A voice just pissed on your Cheerios.
I would like, and I told you this before the show started, and I hope this person doesn't care that I spill the beans and everything like that. But
okay, go.
Yeah, it just happened, like not long before the fucking show started, right?
I know, you told me.
Grampy Lobster is Grampy again. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Adam E's baby came. Princess Nora. Yeah. I mean it. Yeah.
Oh, sweetheart, congratulations and felicitations, and let's celebrate. Oh, what good news.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, and like I told him last night, I said, and this is no disrespect to my own children, but this is probably the closest I'll be to being a Grampy with friends that have like kids, because, you know, it shouldn't happen to my family again. But but yeah, so you know, and Adam found my weakness, you know, with like babies and stuff. Yeah. So I went on Amazon, and he's got stuff coming Wednesday and stuff. And,
he has an Amazon. He has a wish list.
Oh no, but I have a, you know, I don't know. I asked him what he needed. He said baby clothes. And I'm like, you know what? He's going to get a lot of baby clothes, right? But what I bought him, I don't think anybody else. Well, things close.
What, a dirt bike? What?
Oh, no.
Hey, Tommy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go, Grampy. Okay, so Adam E.
Okay, baby.
Do we know the birth weight? Do we know what are the?
No, I didn't get a chance. You know, I think because see, I was bugging him all morning. I've been bugging him for like the last, I don't know, 2-3 days, going, you know, has your wife decided to finally drop the baby yet? You know, this is really driving me fucking nuts.
Just say, yeah.
And it was starting to get to him too. You know, he goes, he'd be like when she went into labor. You know, I guess that, you know, I said, well, it's about time, and he goes, that's what I said. You know, and when her water broke, I'm like, damn, fucking about time her water broke. Jesus Christ, putting everybody through, and he's pretty much going, yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know. So she finally decided, you know, the little princess girl decided to make an appearance. I haven't seen the weight, the size, but
a picture. Have you seen a picture yet?
No. I mean, this literally just happened.
Oh, brand new, Brett.
Yeah, this is nothing. This
so
is
exciting.
And I'm like, you know, I played that video. I sent you that video and shit like that. And God damn, 6 pounds, 5 ounces, and 17 and 3/4. That's a big baby.
Little princess.
And his little boy, oh my God, that kid's fun. He likes to wake Adam up at 4:30 in the morning and decide it's time to play. And you know, Adam's like,
nice to do that.
Yeah,
4 to 5.
But see,
every day.
and see, I love seeing that, right? When people show pictures like that, because growing up, those things didn't happen in my world.
Yeah.
Because like, my mother even said, I didn't pick you up. I didn't do anything like that. I didn't tuck you in at night because I didn't want to spoil you.
Those were the rules in those days. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't ever remember getting a hug from my mother ever. Yeah. Ever.
My parents never told me they loved us. And it's like, you know, people go, oh, your mom never said. There was like no emotions in our family.
Oh, and you weren't allowed them. I couldn't cry because you're crying. I'll give you something to cry for. Or if you laughed too much, if you were too happy, they would squash it. If you couldn't
Oh,
be
yeah.
too happy. Okay, yeah, you're laughing now, but pretty soon you're gonna be crying. And if you didn't cry, they'd make sure you did.
Oh, I'll give you something to cry about.
I'll give
Yeah.
you something to cry about. Those were those days. I am so glad it's
So
different now.
I used to think, and seriously, I used to think that people who acted that I don't know, families that got along, I used to literally think they were faking it. I thought there was a show because I'm serious. We used to laugh at it. We used to go, fuck, nobody acts like that. What are they trying to be, the Brady Bunch or some shit? Because we never saw that. Oh yeah, well that wasn't really normal either. I mean, looking back,
looking back,
but
it was like this television commercial.
Families that get along, when they look forward to, seeing each other. I mean, in my family, I speak to my sister and one of my brothers. I speak to my sister pretty frequently, right? She's younger than me, but she's like my big sister. She's the one that's had to tell me to grow up a few times and smack me in the head a few times, and but and then I speak with one of my brothers periodically, but we really have nothing to talk about. There's no connection. Like one of my oldest brother said one time, he and this rings true in my family, if we weren't related, would we be friends?
Wow.
And that's pretty much in a nutshell. And that's why I like the shit on the internet, because you can be friends with a bunch of people, and but when I see that, I'm to the point in my life now where sometimes I get like emotional and my because like when I see people with their kids and stuff, and I know people think I'm a heartless fuck and all that shit.
No,
but
no.
Hey, yes I am.
Very good. More to you than that, Grampy.
But sometimes I see that and I get a little bit choked up and I got to turn the channel or some shit like that, and I mean, not like when they show those poor animals in cages for 10 minutes in the middle of a TV show, and then they try to pull at your heartstrings for 10 minutes to get you to give them $20 a month.
Donate,
but still, I think it's cute. It's really nice to see shit like that because I never saw that. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that pretty much grew up the same way. So.
And then and then people say, okay, boomer, you guys, you have no clue. We were here before you. We had lots of experience packed into the time before you guys came along. You people who are talking about old people and shit. But I forgive you. Because I used to talk about old people too. It's okay.
Old people are stupid. They don't know what's really going on in the world. They've never done anything. They haven't experienced what you've experienced.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what always gets me. Is when people try to make their problem. I mean, I get it. Some people have it rough. Some people will tell their story about their struggles. I've spoken with people on my streams that people are having. I spoke with Baptist by Fire last night about him being a firefighter and being injured and not being able to.
I saw.
Yeah, and he still, he found gaming. He got a PlayStation 4 and his life's changed. He doesn't dwell on it as much. Makes his best of a situation. Like I do the same thing with this shit. I figure I don't go out much, so I might as well turn on the fucking internet.
That's basically what me and Nick have done. This since the COVID, didn't it?
What?
Say that again, Maggie. I interrupted.
I said since this lockdown in January, that's what we did, just to have a laugh.
Oh
yeah, and
cheer others up and what have you.
And even before that, the internet was saving me. Because my job is ending soon. A job I've had for almost 18 years, and we're closing down the office, and it's been really hard because I've been deeply involved. My work was my life. I'm an old lady, and my kids live far away, and so this has been my day-to-day life, and that's coming to an end, and there's grief, and so the internet has been a place to come and laugh and say dumb shit and use bad words and just let it blow off, and then there's some depression involved in that. I went through a 2-year thing, and I told my story about it when my daughter came to clean my apartment, and she says, "Mom, it looks like nobody lives here," because my coffee table looked like it was covered with flannel because I hadn't dusted. And, there was no trash around. I could wash my dishes and kept things up, except for my fucking laundry. But it's like a creepy. It's like a functional depression.
Yeah.
I still went out and did shit, but once I got back here in my dark cave of an apartment, I went on the internet, and it saved me. It has for a few years now. And this Sunday show, Maggie, really means everything. I know it does to you too, Grampy. Thank you for being here.
Oh, no, I enjoy it. I mean,
thanks. We all have sort of the same experience. In different ways, but there's a theme to it. I love the internet. I love being here with you guys. I love the friends I've made. Some of them are really, they say, "Oh, the internet friendships are fake." Some of them are not.
I get that. I've communicated with people over the years, especially in the last, year. I don't know. In the last, I've been friends with Mudbrucker.
I love him.
For 10 years?
Really?
I knew him when I lived in Oregon.
Really? I love him because he knows all about cast iron, and he has most respect.
Hey, here's the secret. Next time he has a contest and you put in your name or some shit like that to win like one of a few different cast iron skillets, because
oh my god,
tell him that you're going to use every sock account you have and make new ones, and you're going to flood him with requests so you get one, and then he'll actually mail you one for free.
And that's like loading the ballot box.
I told him, I said, "Dude, that I'm gonna," I messaged him. I said, that I'm gonna just hit you up with all sorts of shit. He goes, "Oh, I'll just send you one." Wow, but it was that easy. So, I've used it a couple times for. I made sausage gravy and sandwiches.
Yeah, and you get your iron content, your iron requirement for the day. When you're cast iron skillet, and boy, a perfectly seasoned cast iron skillet, it's like Teflon, you guys. Oh man, and you hardly ever wash it.
Well, actually, they found out that Teflon is pretty bad for you.
Oh, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
They came Reynolds aluminum, Reynolds wrap, aluminum foil. They came out with a non-stick aluminum foil, and it had like a light coating of Teflon on it. Well, I tried it once, and my God, if I had a bird or a parrot, it would have like fallen dead on the floor, because you could smell the chemicals heating up all over my house. And so I wrote to him and I said, "Are you trying to fucking kill us?" And I said it just like that. I said, "This is like poisonous gas that's coming out of my oven." And I was doing like Mrs. Friday's breaded fish patties or something.
Oh yeah. Trying to be healthy, less oil, less grease,
less oil, less grease. But God, it was probably eating up my lungs, but it went right off the market. Not because I imagine millions of people wrote to him saying, "What the fuck is this?" But that was awful. Yeah, nothing like cast iron, you guys. It's safe, it's healthy, and it'll give you your minerals for the day.
Yeah, speaking of like old things, if you there's a YouTube or a Facebook page, or I don't know, a web page, whatever. It's called Nostalgic Advertising or some shit like that. And there was actually a time where DuPont had cellophane where you could safely wrap your child for safety purposes.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. There was a lot of crap back then, you know. They put it out and be like, hey, you know what? If you do this, if you wrap your kid in cellophane, kind of like it was kind of like it was like a bubble thing, kind of like like the way Easter baskets are wrapped.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. And I'm like, you know, my mother probably would have bought something like that. You know?
Oh, God.
we were never told to put not to put plastic bags over our heads.
Well, it was, you know, what is it, Darwin? The survival of the fittest.
On our feet.
Jesus, the way I was raised, it's amazing that I'm still alive. You know, because there were so many things, a lot of things that people were taught as a kid, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I had to learn as an adult.
Yeah.
Like, how did you learn this as a kid? I'm like, look, man, my family was really, man, I mean, you know.
Yeah, how did you live to be past 13? You know,
You're an adult now. Oh, fuck.
How do you do that? I didn't feel like I was an adult till I was like 40. Because, you know, I spent much of my life being an airhead. And so I told somebody one time.
A lot of my life not not giving a fuck. I mean, seriously. I mean, my life showed it.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys. Okay. For one thing, this segment was mostly about Adam E. Congratulations again, sweetheart.
Hey, what about me? I'm a grandpa. I'm a grampy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Grampy. Congratulations, my sweetheart.
It was the last few days have been hard. You really don't fucking understand.
I'll try to understand.
I was telling my wife, I go, you know, you do understand. We went shopping this morning.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Like yesterday morning, and it's all I can do is like not to send him like the screenshot of what I got is the baby and stuff. I am not good at. I'll get somebody something. And I'll go, oh, you got a package coming, right? I'll do this to my sister. I'll do this to anybody. You got a package coming, and they'll go, oh, okay, thanks. And I'll say,
send them the tracking number.
Yeah, send them the tracking number. You know, and it's only going to be 2 to 3 days, right? And before they get the fucking package, chances are I'm already going to tell them what the fuck it is. You know? And then I get on my wife for doing the exact thing. It's like, look, around the Christmas time, okay, my wife and I, we would go to like her parents' house, like for Christmas Day with her brother and his wife and kids or something. Have a little, and a couple aunts and stuff, where we go to, you know. But shit, I forgot where I was going with this, but.
We were talking about
grandkids and telling the secrets of presents.
Oh yeah. So usually just like my wife and I, like we'll set each other a budget and then go over it and stuff like that. I know, like January is gonna suck, but you know. But you know, good thing for the food bank, you know. But I love my mother-in-law. She helps us out. She's a wonderful lady. I love her to death, but and a lot of people can't say that about their mother-in-law. But but we'll buy stuff for each other, right? And it'll start coming in the mail. So we each know when the other one's getting packages because we have that.
Can't shut up about it.
No, that delivery thing. So we know what's coming in the mail in our fucking, you know. So it'd be like, I'll tell you what I got you if you tell me what you got me. So
I love that.
We start opening gifts probably 3 days before Christmas.
One at a time.
And yeah, well, you know, and then by the time Christmas morning comes, we pretty much just sleep in until we're going to the family member's house for Christmas that day, you know, because we've had Christmas for the last 3 days. And sometimes Christmas will be like on the 23rd or on the 24th, and it's like, well, I want to save something to open for Christmas morning.
Nah.
Why?
And then there are times when delivery is delayed. So sometimes you have Christmas after Christmas.
Yeah, that's happened a few times.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, oh, and then there are the times when you have forgotten something and you go, oh shit, I should have ordered that. It should have been here. And then you order it and then it comes like 2 days after Christmas. You know, you go, and then you don't cop to the fact that you forgot to order that one thing. So you play it off.
I actually called a company. I had thought I had ordered something last year for somebody for Christmas. And this was like early on shopping, and it just wasn't showing up. And it wasn't showing up on my credit card, and I wasn't like paying attention. I was sitting there going, I don't know why this package hasn't come. I don't know why this package hasn't come. So I finally emailed the company, right? And it turned out that I never actually ordered anything.
It happened in your head.
Yeah, I thought I did, and because I remember but I never like hit the final order button or some shit like that. So technically, I never ordered anything, and I thought I did, and I was ready to just like lean into them and get something for free, or just, I don't know. And they went down the record, and the guy was really nice with me and everything. And it turned out that I never actually purchased anything.
Yeah.
So I felt like I
was thinking, okay, boomer.
Yeah, no, so I just quietly apologized, said I do, geez, I feel stupid.
I've done that many times. I refuse to feel stupid.
Kind of like dance exit stage left as I got off the phone and went,
That's too funny. Okay, you guys, before the show, Grampy, I told you that I wanted to talk a little bit about duck lips.
Oh, fuck's sake. Can I make an amendment to that?
Sure.
Twerking.
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore, though, Grampy. You're a little behind.
Some people still think it is.
Really? Well, tell me give me your take on twerking.
To me, it looks like somebody's trying to drop that little fucking turd ball dingleberry that won't quite drop out of their butt. And they're doing everything
Shake it off.
I don't give a shit if it's a good-looking girl or whatever, or whoever the fuck's doing it. To me, it looks like they're trying to shake that little ass fucking turd off their ass. And to me, it's not sexy. It's not like it just, to me, that's what but that's just me.
Well, I think it's like athletics. I think it has been like a major challenge for a whole lot of people to do it better, to pop that booty better than the guy they saw on the internet. And I think it was like an event it was a contest to see who could, even boys do it too.
I know, and that doesn't make it right,
Right. I find it just sort of. I find it like watching the hoop event at the Olympics. You just look to see who's going to do better than the next guy. That's how I view it. I don't think it's. I don't know. There must be some people that find it appealing and
I get people send me twerking shit, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, man. Just to me, it doesn't look. You're shaking your butt, and
doing something.
Remember when like certain dances were like really taboo? The salsa, dirty dancing.
Bob Fosse was the major dirty guy with dancing moves, with the pelvic thrusts and stuff. He was the first one. I think Michael Jackson got that from Bob Fosse. I know.
Well, Elvis was pretty good at that too,
Who was?
Yeah.
Elvis Presley. He wasn't. They wouldn't. You couldn't show him from his shoulders down.
You know what? That was just such a big prissy Republican thing back then. He didn't do any. He didn't do a good pelvic thrust. He tried to. He was a really clumsy
Elvis. That's what they call him.
I know. What a joke. He was awkward and stupid. He wasn't a dancer.
I was never really an Elvis fan.
Yeah,
although I was stationed the same place he was in Germany, though.
Were you really? Did he leave his? Did you see his initials carved into anything?
Oh, actually, yes, kind of. He during a story is during a publicity stunt, or something for the news, because Elvis in the Army. They made it sound like he was a tanker, and he was pretty much not. He drove
nothing.
He didn't really, but they, he was in a tank unit and everything. And during a publicity thing, he was in a tank driving it and hit the side of the chow hall which was then turned into a bowling alley when I was there. But they actually had the Sergeant Elvis A. Presley Consolidated Dining Facility. The only chow hall I ever was in the Army that routinely got shut down for food poisoning. True story.
Oh gosh, that's sort of like poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they would rotate because in Germany the base of the post was pretty small, and a lot on the weekends, a lot of times the different chow halls would rotate on who was open, so the cooks could have a weekend. And when it was the third of the 32nd, second of 32nd, I forgot. Chow Hall, the Sergeant Elvis A. Presley Consolidated Dining Facility. A lot of people would just go into town or just like buy something else or just not eat. You're going out to the Indian Club and get fried chicken and pork chop dinner and a bottle of Night Train,
Hey. That's too funny.
Who hasn't taken a ride on the Night Train? You know what I'm saying?
I'm raising.
It was the 70s, man.
Oh, the 70s. Oh, hell. I was a young mom in the 70s, so I didn't.
I was young and stupid and in a foreign country. And discovered alcohol and drugs. I mean,
hey,
what could go wrong?
That's what military service is all about. You come out knowing about all kinds of drugs and STEM. Oh, okay. Speaking of that.
Well, not anymore because apparently now they're bad for you.
Yeah, apparently. I remember that, when I was, back in a young married mom, a wife, my children's father, my ex-husband, worked for a military repair place here in California, Lockheed, Georgia. Yeah. Oh, anyway, he was a machinist, but he was privy to a whole lot of stuff regarding the military. So he used to like lift shit all the time from his job, and so he would bring shit home. And he brought home this dot bag, not a dot bag, but a little pack that they issued to Air Force guys, and so there was all kinds of stuff in it, MREs, these little things, and aspirin and mercurochrome and all this stuff, and in a little vial. I'm not kidding you. In a little vial,
I believe you.
It was amphetamines.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that didn't used to be,
that was standard military issue. They would give them amphetamines.
Yeah,
that's what drove Germany through World War II.
No shit.
That's what's driven. But see, that's what's driven armies for forever. To find something that gets them all wound up and shit, and send them off to fight. Because
with no emotion.
Yeah, and sometimes whether you like it or not, you're not going to be able to go to sleep. I mean, I've been up for 3, and not in a combat. I'm not trying to, but I was in a situation once a couple times where we were awake for 36 hours, right? And sure, I mean, this was before like piss tests were like really a big thing, or I mean, it wasn't like it is now, but yeah, and. The medic was always a good person to know because they had cough syrup. They had things that it was controlled, so it wasn't like it was a free supply. But if you knew a medic, sometimes you could get a little bit of cough syrup or codeine. Or some speed. I mean, I learned a lot about fucking speed when I was in Germany. I mean, that's one thing I like about Motorhead. It's definition of a speed freak,
It sure had its place, didn't it? How else do you keep these young kids going with the things that you drilled into them in boot camp, where you break them down and strip them down and make them into somebody else? How better keep in a certain sense, yes, and turning them into somebody different, and how else to keep that going, but keep them charged up with narcotics. yeah, now it all really makes sense because, war is why. Yeah, that's always been my question. Why? And I'm sure, these kids that went in there with patriotism in their hearts and they signed up at the station and went through all this stuff. I'm sure many of them thought, okay, this is a good thing. And then they drug them and they make them do awful things. And no wonder all my friends from Vietnam are dead. All of them, every single one. All of them, no wonder the other people who did survive, no wonder they come back fucked up and damaged.
Oh,
and breaks my heart.
I've met people, I always talk about, my stint at that rehab, whatever, domiciliary in White City, Oregon, before I came out to Rhode Island, where there's like 500 vets from, actually a guy from World War II was still there. He was old as hell. And he actually was a resident there because it used to be a residential place, but he was one of the last. So, and this guy, he was funny. He was a cute old guy, but Korean War, there was a lot of Vietnam guys who got really fucked up in Vietnam and never recovered, and they drank and did drugs. I mean, and this was like literally the first time in 35 years they'd spent more than a week sober. And you meet so many personalities of what people went through. Cause like you said, when you go in the military and when you go into basic training, basically it's like break you down completely, and then the idea is to build you back up. And when that happens, it doesn't happen the same way to everybody. There are people that understand, once things are explained to you sometimes, because when they do that like when I went through basic, I grew up around the military. Our entertainment was to go across the street to MCRD in San Diego or the Navy place and watch the new crews get off the bus. That was our entertainment, right? We thought that was funny. We were around that shit all the time. But when it happens to you, it's kind of freaky, it's very surreal. But after that's down, they start to explain to you the process of why this happened and what we're going to do now, right? Because it's the whole idea of doing what you're told without question, and rebuilding your self-esteem. But some people take that, like not the way it's intended, and they become somebody else. People take that differently, and then when they
that's very true. But there are also the cases where a young man will go into the service and go through the basic and learn the discipline and how to make good decisions. Stuff. There are many stories about young men who come home changed for the good.
Absolutely. I'm not. And I think there's more of that than the latter. I'm not saying that.
So.
I'm not. I definitely. Like I said, I've known a lot of vets. I've met a lot of people that went through that. Very nice people, but it does happen. Psychology, the brain's a weird thing. You hear of people, and like I'm pro-military. I mean, not we don't have wars, but anyway, I still, I've been very, but it happens, and when it happens, what gets me is when somebody does something like kills somebody or does something heinous or does some criminal activity or whatever, and they go, boy, I can't believe it. He was a vet and everything, He was an Iraqi war vet, and that doesn't make you a person that's not capable of doing things,
It makes you capable of doing things.
Like I tell people, I've met some of the nicest people in the world that I've ever met were in the military, and some of the shittiest people I've ever met were in the military.
Same with cops. Same with every walk of life. Same with every.
When people get angry at a certain group, a collective group, that pisses me off.
I know. It's such a broad brush. Settle your ass down and open your eyes and ears and just listen to stories, assholes. just listen to the
Yeah,
story.
because there's some amazing stories out there. My old next door neighbour used to tell me some pearlers. He really did. From his time, my granddad and my great granddad, who I never met, he was in the Navy. He was in World War One.
Ah, yeah. My dad didn't do anything during World War II because he was a namby-pamby playboy in a small town, and and he was an embarrassment. So my grandparents sent him off to military school. A military school
Like the
owned by
goddamn
his uncle.
Eat shit kid.
Yeah,
Remember that?
because so during the war, my dad had these picture taken. You know, he was a something lieutenant at military school, so he looked very military. You know, I still have the picture. He was a pretty boy back then, but good for nothing. Uh, so you know, I have the picture of my dad, but then you know, then I've had these friends who died and really did it, and you know, in my heart, I thank them for doing that. It wasn't what any of them expected.
My grandfather was a submariner during World War II. I've got pictures of him on the USS Arizona in 1920.
USS Arizona.
Yeah, he was on a sub chaser during World War II. They used to hunt U-boats. I actually have it's hard to read. I don't have the original copy anymore. I've got it scanned, but one of the U-boats that was captured that was being toured around, I think it was in Connecticut at the time. He was an E9. He wasn't a master chief. He wasn't, you know, an officer, but he was like, I guess, however they call it, in charge, you know, officer of the deck or whatever. You know, And there's an article of him, and this is from like, and on the end, because I actually showed the other side of the thing. It was it has a time and date, and there's actually some comics on the back of it. But I think it was from 1944. But there's a little there. You can see this little silhouette in the fucking thing, and this was like 1943. And somebody put a little circle around that little stick and a little arrow that says "me." You know. But yeah, Schneider handyman. He did just a little bit of checking and stuff. He goes, "Man, your grandfather was a badass."
No shit.
So, but yeah, that was pretty good. And we kind of knew what he did, but yeah, my family, we didn't talk about stuff. My dad, I mean, stories weren't shared in my family. A lot of things we've learned after the fact. Or it's a story that this person heard but never said, or because we talk about it sometime, you know, and like recently, like somebody said, do you remember a name, you know, and or you know who I'm thinking about looking up is such and such, because there's this connection. It's like this weird puzzle, you know. It's
You feel kind of like Nancy Drew or Agatha Christie.
You just try to figure out, you know, how did I get this fucked up, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grampy, I want to ask you, or maybe you could ask Mrs. Grampy, does she ever appear?
No.
Does she have a really firm stance on that?
Yes.
She does, so she wouldn't.
She said hi in the audio portion, like behind the curtain, but she will not come on camera. There's just not a.
Well, she could like be just a picture like me. Would she?
She has a Facebook page. I'll tell you that.
Does she? Oh, okay. So I'll look up your friends list and I'll see who she is, and I'll hook up with her because how. I don't want to embarrass her, but you know, she would always be welcome here to talk with the Grannies.
Yeah, no, I know. No, that's not going to happen. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's got.
I know it's not us. It's her.
Because when she comes in the room, you know, sometimes I'll like take myself off camera, like if she brings my coffee or something.
Yeah.
Or she needs to tell me something, or she's like opening the door to see what the fuck is going on. You know, and then she just looks at me and kind of shakes her head and goes, "You're weird," you know.
Okay. No.
That's why I say, you know, she lets me do it, you know. And but yeah, no, I've talked to her about it, and stuff, but
Oh,
no, it's just not gonna happen.
we don't have to elaborate.
Yeah,
I
because
get
if you do it, see, the whole thing is in this day and age is you do it once, somebody, and people, I don't know.
As things might start, I get
As
it.
I told her, I said the only thing that you're ever referred to is Mrs. Lobster. I said nobody knows who you are. Nobody's. I flashed a picture of her like briefly in a video before for like 1 second, just to see if anybody ever like who's that or something. But it's not something that'll ever happen.
Okay.
I don't blame her for that.
And trust me, in this house, that's a good thing. She'll watch the streams sometimes.
Yeah.
But and she would probably appreciate, if and I don't if you were to stand and say, hi, this is so and so, and I'm friends with Grampy Lobstah, and then she'll say who's, I got a message from so and so, and I'll say, well, that's Robin, or but she doesn't, and she doesn't go on the internet. She'll like my pictures sometimes, or like make it, or she doesn't make comments.
Well, I respect that, and she's obviously not a narcissistic show off like the rest of us are.
No.
And I totally respect that. Yay on you, sweetheart.
She is responsible for Carl, the Moochie, and 99.9% of the useless shit that I have.
No, I think it's wonderful. I think she's brilliant. But
I have, because like taking care of things. I have a magnetic fucking dartboard here with bottle caps. Because she buys, she got me. She came home the other day. She'll go, "Oh, I got you a present, right? Here's this solar powered, I don't know, swinging slot, right?
I have a solar powered daisy that sits in my windowsill, and it goes click, 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 because it moves with the sun.
She bought me this. I don't know. I got so much crap up here. We have
your props and shit.
The infamous can of country canned sausage gravy for lunch.
And you have it there surrounding you. I think that's precious.
She's responsible for the "oops, I sharded myself" hand sanitizer.
Oh, is that okay? You did a whole shit about that. Yeah.
Came back from a doctor one day and goes, "Look, here's a brain."
Oh, that's one of those squishy balls, isn't it?
She bought me bacon fucking air freshener for the car. She's going to. She's responsible for this. Here's a classic from the past, Mr. Bacon action figure.
Oh, she's mint.
She bought me this, It's a pencil holder.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
she bought me Nun Bowling.
What is that?
It's a game. It's got like little marbles that are like fireballs, and the bowling pins look like nuns. And there's actually a little book in here that tells you its rules to this fucking game.
Oh my God!
I have a Peter Griffin candy dispenser that poops fucking candy. What else the fuck do we got here? Oh yeah, here's one of my favorites and stuff. See, I told if I tell my wife I like something, she'll tend to like every opportunity. Gingerbread man peeps.
I remember you talking about that once, and I was just absolutely disgusted.
Yeah, I have camouflage sticker tape. I have no idea what the fuck that's for.
I love this so much. Keep going.
Bacon Band-Aids.
I have those. I also have Jesus Band-Aids. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And this is, oh God, this thing is so fucking dusty. I need to dust. and her parents, like when they would go on vacation, right?
They'd bring stuff back.
They would go to Europe, and they went to France, and they bought me this Eiffel Tower from the airport because they had to bring back something for me.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, no, but it's they think of that stuff, They went to New Orleans and got us each voodoo doll with pins. Fuck me.
Oh my God, Grant.
I got this little weed money purse, I tell people, when I talk about worthless shit, but I love it, because, like I said, I have a very short attention span.
Never.
Cellophane, bubble wrap. Not bubble wrap like fucking.
Darling.
But yeah, it doesn't take much to amuse me. I have to tell you this. Last night, I was on that live stream and stuff, and I knew you were in there, and I was talking about how I got to go to bed and, get ready to be all bright and bushy-tailed for Robin's show at noon the next day. I was fixing to get off the internet, and Hannah, I forgot her, but anyway, she was doing a live stream, and they were watching Waffle House fights. And oh my God, and fast food fights, and I spent the next 2 hours on her, and YouTube shut the fucking stream down for violation of terms and service. I guess because there was some like racial slurs, because we watched Ghetto Fireworks. If you've ever seen that, check out Ghetto Fireworks, right? And there's the Jesus counter at the top, when things go wrong. But yeah, watching Waffle House fights, it's amazing these days, where, I don't know, people go to Waffle House, they go out to the club, get all fucked up and everything like that. And then when the fucking show, when the clubs close, let's go to Waffle House, dressed to the fucking nines, and start fighting. And when that's not good enough, the employees start fighting too, And then every once in a while, you'll see somebody like, there's this one where this guy's just trying to eat his fucking food, right? And people are like all over him and shit. And he's like, and we were talking about, how do people get themselves in these situations? I've been lucky in my life. I've never been. So I'm like, where does this fucking happen? At the Waffle House? I mean, I've seen fights in bars. I've seen a fight in a nightclub, like that. But apparently, like fighting at diners, after hours
that's like diner desecration. I remember when I was younger, and we used to stay out to the bars.
Yeah, that's right, Grandpa. Or Denny's after the club. We used to go to Denny's.
Yes. Okay, where I lived, it was always this signal for everybody after closing, and the lights went up. Denny's on Dudley. On Dudley. Denny's was on a street named Dudley, and it was right off the freeway. You could see it up on the hill. Denny's on Dudley. We would all show up there just really messed up, and some people in costume maybe, or in their prom gowns, because you see a couple of prom dresses dancing on the dance floor, and you know what kind of a club you're in. But we would show up at Denny's on Dudley. Yeah, but we never threw food. We were just glad to have, some bacon and eggs at, 2:30 in the morning.
Hey, you're drunk as fuck, and you need to sober up a little bit, Because even back then, Denny's would keep filling up your coffee cup. You get some breakfast, get some food in you, get a little chance to relax,
and stagger back out to your car.
At least you're not hungry anymore,
I know, and you load up on their really awful strong coffee, but it did the trick for you. Everybody got home safely. But we never thought of throwing food.
But I didn't go to high school in the biggest town or anything like that. But like they used to hang out. I mean, I was in the last generation of when like cruising was a thing, up and down and stuff, because it was the first. The 70s was the first time that they used that whole nostalgia kick, and that's when they had 50s nostalgia made its first thing. And like you had Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, and all that shit. Cruising was still a thing, And even though there was a fight sometimes, the worst thing was like a dickhead cop, who liked to like take off the
or a security guard, a rent-a-cop. They were the worst.
Yeah, those, and occasionally, there was, something that would happen or something, but, or go to the burger place. I mean, I still remember Noggles Burgers.
Noggles. Oh my God, Noggles. Do you know they brought that back? Noggles is back, Grampy.
I've heard it's not the same though. We used to know the lady that ran the one in Lancaster.
No shit.
Yeah. My brother, man, I don't think he missed his senior year. I don't know. He lived on those fucking macho meat breakfast burritos that were like 5 fucking.
Oh my! And they were wonderful.
I know. That was the first time I ever went Taco Bell. What? Because they had better burritos But yeah, there you get some kids that were dickheads sometimes. There'd be a fight, but nothing like Waffle House fights. But then again, that's just where I live.
And it's the difference in the times. Grampy, I got to ask you, what year did you live in Lancaster?
From the summer of '74 through June of '78 when I went in the Army.
78. Okay, I didn't move to Victorville until
story.
Huh?
I told you my Victorville story.
Oh, tell me your Victorville story.
Have you ever heard of Austin Road?
Austin Road.
Yeah, it's off of. Well, anyway, it's still there. It's across from Green Tree.
The Green Tree. God, I stayed there many times.
Yeah, well, my grandparents used to have a lot of property. Actually, years and years and years and years ago, Green Tree Golf Course actually bought some of their property and stuff. There was my grandfather went out there on a fucking burro wagon. I can show you pictures of it later. He sold honey. He was actually a constable in Victorville.
Yeah.
I have a picture of him with my grandmother. He didn't call himself a cop or anything. He was a constable. But yeah, they built their house out of Austin Road. I remember it was a dirt road. We lived there when I was like 5 or 6. But they built their house out of railroad ties and plaster. And even as a kid, there were certain parts of my grandmother's house, and it had been fixed up a little bit since then. But there were still parts where in between the railroad ties, you could actually literally see outside. But it was, and they were going to act, and then the flood control thing went through, and that pretty much doomed the property. And she sold, and anyway, but yeah, I grew up years, and there used to be bigger hills back there. We used to slide. Yeah, I have a lot of stories about Victorville when it only had one. I remember when Victorville got its first traffic light across from the mobile station, and that was like a big fucking thing. I remember part of Victorville was still dirt roads.
Dirt roads and joshua trees.
Yeah, do you know where Hughes Road is?
Yes.
Okay, Austin Road is right off of Hughes Road.
Okay, so way back there. Okay. When I first moved there, we bought a house. The Victorville Mall was just being built.
We had a Hartwick's grocery store, a dime store, Sears catalog, and my grandmother at that time could still fucking just ring the fucking operator and have her call somebody.
Whoa. Yeah, we moved into a new development called Liberty Village.
Oh, see, that didn't exist when we were.
Oh, I know, it was brand new. We got to pick our floor plan. We got to pick where in the designed place. We got to pick where we wanted our houses. My mom and my family and I picked houses next door to each other. We got to watch it, but El Tío Pepe's was our main restaurant that we went to. I think that was the first structure built in the Victor Valley Mall. Okay, we're talking about shit that nobody watching knows anything about. Dang, we got off on a tear here.
But you know what? How much it's changed to me is watching. Oh, that's another thing. You know the town of Hesperia?
Oh, I lived there too.
Okay, look, I remember when Hesperia, because my godmother, who I only met once or twice that I remember. She was the secretary at the school that I went to when I was in kindergarten. But anyway, I remember Hesperia was like onion fields, alfalfa.
Yes.
I mean, there was like nothing in Hesperia. And I remember years ago when they still had Yahoo Chat, and stuff like that. I was talking to this person that lived in Hesperia, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel sorry. And they're talking about a mall in Hesperia. I remember there was like literally nothing in Hesperia.
They had railroad tracks going through town.
Yeah, that was it. It was a farm. It was, and you watch the TV show Cops. Watch Hesperia. I'm like, times have fucking changed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Sunshine on Sophia in the chat says Victorville has been coming up on her radar again. A place of meth. I don't know. You know what? Victorville is some cheap living. So is Apple Valley.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when I was a kid, there were still like little tiny miner shacks or things like that, like littered all over the road, or not on the road, but off in the distance. You could tell where somebody tried to make a homestead, didn't quite work out.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, Cajon Pass.
Oh Jesus, I drove that for so many years.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when you had to have like one of those water bags because going over the Cajon Pass when it was hot,
hanging off the front of your car.
Oh yeah, and that was there was a gas station. My mother was driving us from Long Beach to Victorville to visit my grandmother, and we were on Cajon Pass, and it was one of these places. My mother stopped to get gas, or no, we needed to pee. So she stopped at a gas station, and this guy wanted to finally my mom got some gas, because back then gas wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But the guy was like trying to convince my mother that he checked the radiator. They used to do that and everything. He was trying to get my mom to buy all this stuff, and she asked if we could use the bathroom, and he said no. So my mother just told us to go on the side of the building and just pee. So we did.
Good.
The guy looked at my mother like, she says, well, you won't let him use your bathroom. I'm not going to have a bits in the car.
Well, yeah, a woman of good sense, obviously.
But it's crazy when those are the fond memories you have.
I know, but just a note to Vicky over there. Vicky, if you ever want to live someplace really reasonable, you can rent apartments, you can rent a house, you can buy a house in Victorville, Apple Valley, Hesperia.
And it's hot as fuck. It's in the Mojave Desert.
It's hot as fuck, but there isn't a place that doesn't have air conditioning. But you also get coolers. Sometimes you get a few days of snow in the winter, and it's like a gift. I remember our first winter in Victorville, just moved into the house, and it's September. Everybody looked out the windows early in the morning, and here were these huge flakes of snow falling. They were like feathers drifting down. Everything was so quiet. And it was just the most spectacular thing. And right then I knew, okay, this was a good choice. Of course, after 7 years, 10 years, it wasn't such a good choice. But at the beginning, it was just wonderful. And it was fun getting lost. My mom and I, she lived next door, and we would take off going to go pick up something, shop, because we were still putting together our households, and maybe we needed blinds or something. So we'd get lost, and it was such an adventure because it's such wide open spaces up there. So we'd go through canyons with rocks, and the road from Victorville, Hesperia, or Victorville into.
It used to be a 2-lane road, I remember.
Really?
Yeah. It used to, it's just when I left Oregon, my wife and I, we drove from like Southern Oregon down to Palmdale, where my sister was living at the time, to visit her before we moved out here. And when we left Palmdale, we would take the southern route. So, of course, we went through Victorville. And just looking at the town, it was like, when I tell people that, like, when I used to live in San Diego, right? Or I used to live in Victorville, they'll go, oh, you know where such and such a thing is? And it's the same with San Diego when I was in junior high, right? They'll go, oh, you used to live in San Diego? You know where such and such? I'm like, no, you don't understand. I lived in Victorville when I was 5 to 7 years old. Okay. And when I lived in San Diego, I was in junior high and really stupid. I was one of those kids that didn't pay attention to much. I was just happy to be there, don't pick me, just whatever, and so I didn't pay attention to much of anything, and that hits you in the ass later in life, but
doesn't it?
Yeah. But so when I tell people, I still remember a lot of things that I remember from Oregon. When I went back there a couple of years ago, I still find my way around really well. When somebody finds out you lived somewhere when you were like 10 years old or something, like I lived in Long Beach, California, right? When my dad was in the Navy, right? I don't remember enough about Long Beach to give you to like remember much of anything. I remember where I went to school.
Yeah. Oh, you have like the snippets of memory and stuff. But you know what? The saying is true. If you are an adult and you live someplace, and then they say you really can't go back again, because when you do, it's all different. My youngest daughter still lives up in the high desert, and I've been up to visit her. This is 20 years later, and I don't recognize anything.
Yeah, I was back in Lancaster, Palmdale. I was around the corner from my old high school before I realized where I was at.
Oh, see, things change. It's not like it was in your memory, if you do have any memory of it. I didn't recognize anything when I went back those few times I went back, so you grieve a little bit. Okay, it's still stuck in my memory. That's all that's important.
That's how I like to remember it,
So you guys, we've been on for an hour and a half, and I still haven't talked about duck lips.
Duck lips. I would like to be, and then we can talk. If please just indulge me for a second.
Oh, sure.
I've learned a few times in my life, right? And I've told this before. I've told this to people, and people can take it for what it's worth. When they tell people that you can always go home. When you go home is never the same, right?
No.
When you think you're going to recreate something from your past, without just accepting where you are.
Yeah.
That's poignant and tragic for many people, because the expectation it never happen. It just never happens. That's an adjustment that all of us make.
It's a real adjustment. You guys expected to see a raging fucking lobster tonight, just going screaming and hollering. Piece of shit, and I fooled you guys, man. I was actually
we like the real Grampy Lobstah.
You didn't fool me a bit, Grampy. That's why the big fanfare when you came on, because watching your last show that I caught, sometimes you really, really tell who you are, and so you did it here. No, you did it here with us, and I thank you. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for. I'm appreciative that you felt comfortable enough to come on with us and just blab your ass off.
Well, it's been told to me more than once that if I thought a tree was listening to me, I would probably talk to it continuously.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, so you're right at home here.
Why do you think I have a stuffed bear, and a sloth, because when my wife, she doesn't tell me to shut up or anything like that, but sometimes I kind of learned that she's not really in the mood for me, so that's why I have Carl. You'd be surprised the conversations we have here at the fucking computer.
Well, you have
too much fun on the internet, huh?
You have Carl and you have us.
Yeah.
So Grampy,
poor baby granddaughter.
I know, and I want to, I'm giddy as fuck, Now watch, somebody's gonna go, oh, Grampy, my sister's cousin's pregnant right now, It's like,
Well, yeah, tell your own story. We're just reveling in Grampy's.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been hard the last few days, man. When you're expecting, when you got a grandchild coming and everything, and like me and Adam were saying, his wife just wasn't cooperating.
Oh yeah, blame the woman. Always blame the woman. You asshole.
They put you under a lot of stress, and then
yeah, because it's all about you, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the baby's like, "Fuck, no, I'm not ready yet. I haven't had my makeup on." Or something. How many people are watching this stream before I pop out? But I think it's really sad, with a beautiful moment like that, like he was talking about, with the whole social distancing thing, that only one person could be there and stuff, but then because he's got his son too, but and having people in the and I get it, some people like to cram everybody they can into the birthing room for some reason, but I just always found that
awkward.
Yeah,
I don't know what I would have done if I had a whole bunch of people in the room with me. It was me and my husband and the doctor and the nurse, and thank God.
One of my kids' mother's best friends from like childhood, in the middle of the entire process, she screams out, "God damn it! Look what you've done to her!" You know what I mean?
Okay, a moment of passion.
Yeah, and I'm like, even the doctor said, no, she needs to get the fuck out of here.
Like the mother had never experienced childbirth before.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, she had never experienced childbirth. And trust me, it was. But see, the whole thing now is like, it's really. People can't have that same experience,
an individual experience. I watched my grandchild being born, and I just you can't put it into words.
Oh yeah.
And you know what?
I don't know about when mine come along, because I was down the other end going, "Get it out!"
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Oh God.
I used to remember when that whole natural childbirth thing, women would go, "I'm gonna go natural childbirth,"
Oh
no
yeah.
First thing they screamed for when they got to, and I know there's somebody in the chat saying it, and I didn't have any drugs, but I learned on so many occasions, because we had friends that had kids, first thing they scream for is drugs, right?
Oh no kidding. No kidding.
I don't want to remember. I actually heard this girl one time. She goes, "I don't want to remember this." And this was literally somebody who was gonna go fucking all natural, no drugs, they're gonna. It's like, and when shit came.
No, it's not like what happens in your head when you're thinking about it.
It's not like watching a child, like when you watch a TV show, and there's a baby being born, and 1 minute, they're going, "Oh," like that. The next, they're holding the baby, look,
it's smiling, and the baby is all
process that goes through it,
Yeah.
Sure, it can be a beautiful thing, but you don't want the wrong fucking people in the goddamn room when it's happening, because it can just fuck everything up, God, we had to clear the fucking room. Serious.
Yeah.
Because it was just, it's like, I don't know.
I can't imagine doing that in front of an audience, because you do the ugly face constantly with your teeth are all exposed.
And you have no dignity left at this point.
There's no dignity. Your nose is running. It feels like the baby's coming out of your ass.
Yeah, and they said that if it feels like you're taking a shit, you're doing the right fucking thing.
It feels like you're taking the most massive shit in your life. And
that's what they literally told us, and it's like, that's why, a lot of women, they'll give them the, like they'll clean them out and stuff, but, when people, but that's another thing. You're giving birth, you're trying to give birth, you're shitting on yourself, the baby. And it's like I said, no fucking dignity,
I know everything's ugly. It's the most ugly thing you could ever witness, but at the same time, of course, it's spiritual, blah, 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 all that. But it's messy, it's smelly, it's loud, and I don't want anybody in there seeing that.
You just want to kill anybody within hands.
Oh, I know. I bit my children's father on the shoulder our first birth because I was 12 hours in labor. He was wearing a black shirt, and I kept biting his shoulder, and his shirt was white with my slobber after all those hours. And he was, okay, it's okay. Go ahead, because I think he felt so guilty for doing that to me. It's not pretty, you guys. Anybody who wants to watch that shit, there's something wrong.
My kid's mother said, the next person that tells me to fucking breathe, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
Because basically, with all that breathing, because people are going, all that shit. In a nutshell, as long as you don't hyperventilate, as long as you're still fucking breathing, you're doing okay, And when people start going, don't forget to breathe, it's like, shut up!
I'll punch you in the nuts with my cane, damn it.
We went to Lamaze, and we weren't exactly we found a lot of it. Because people took it so seriously. They'd have sweatshirts on, matching sweatshirts that said mom, dad, or mom and coach, and have a whistle and their personalized little fucking pillows and shit like that.
It's like a ritual.
Yeah, there's like playing relaxing music. And my kid's mom, got to still give her credit. She passed away recently, but she actually asked. She raised her hand one time and she goes, "Does by comforting music, would that include Motley Crue?" And everybody turned around and went, "Well, if that's what relaxes you," but I'm sure you get the point, type stuff. Yeah, so we went because you find out some things like about the color of baby poop and what's going to actually happen during the process. Yeah, the color of baby poop. It's
it's always yellow at first. Don't be alarmed.
And when it starts to stink, and white, sometimes the baby might have different colored poop.
Of course, it's getting all that in vitro shit out of their systems. They're detoxing.
The first poo, the black tar shite.
Oh, that's right, the very first one, and then after that, it's yellow.
Can I told me that one? I thought my baby was dying.
Can I tell you a segue before we start into duck lips finally?
Sure.
We just got the black tar, and I'm not making fun of this, but I've shared before that I've had a problem with overdosing with drugs and killing my, just all that stuff. Well, one time when I decided to really fucking do it up good, right? Pretty much the last time I really made a serious fucking attempt, right? No, it wasn't because I was still living in Baltimore. But anyway, so they get me to the fucking hospital. They put me in Spring Grove State Hospital. And the whole night, it's a maze of just going to talk to this person. By the time I finally got to settle down, I woke up the next morning. I go into the bathroom, right? And I'm shitting this black stuff that's really fucking sticky and shit, right? And I'm freaking out because I think that I must have really done it this time. I just fucked myself, right? I'm freaking out. I'm like, and just what the fuck, and then it was explained to me it was the whole charcoal thing, and that was pretty much, it's pretty much normal for a lot of people that show up out here overnight. I thought I had literally killed my insides, right? Yeah. I was fucking freaking out, and other people are going, yeah, I've done that too, which is,
Oh yeah, it's nice to have a support system, when you think you're dying, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but then they explain to you, no, it's the fucking charcoal, going through your system and stuff. For a couple of days.
They give you charcoal to soak up all the bad stuff.
Yeah. But see, I make fun of myself with that shit. But let's talk about duck lips, ladies.
Let's talk about duck lips. Okay, the very first time I ever saw an example of duck lips was when I watched the movie Beaches. Remember, with Bette Midler? And that other lady, and I read up on the making of the film, and her co-star, both she and her co-star, had lip plumping injections to portray themselves as younger women, and then
that always works.
Yeah, and so it made them look younger. It plumped up their lips, but then afterward, her co-star, I can't remember her name. She played her co-star who died of a heart thing.
Bette Midler.
Siegel. Her last name was Siegel for a while. I can't remember. Anyway, her co-star decided to keep the injections after the movie because she liked the way it looked. So I don't know how many years ago that was, but that was the first instance of me knowing about lip injections. The next time was when I would look at Donatella Versace. The sister of the famous, Versace. And she started doing lip plumpings. Oh my God, if you see her now, you would think she was a claymation image because her face isn't even real now. But her lips are enormous. And then you get people with facial dysmorphia who really go overboard and they really don't see how they really look when they look in the mirror.
Yeah,
but now, and now it's all the Kardashians. And
for fuck's sake,
they're doing it.
And it's everybody. So every single girl on Instagram makes these poses with poking out their lips. The fish lips, the duck lips. I don't know if they really know how this appears to people who don't do that, but it doesn't matter. But every single, and it's just sometimes it's just normal girls that you would see at the supermarket. Maybe she's your checker, but on her Instagram, she will have pictures of herself with poking out her lips. Okay, I got it. Okay, here's my thing as related to me. I've never had big lips. I've always had, in fact, somebody in my younger days used to say I had lizard lips because, the rest of my face was okay, but I had these little skinny lips. And so I always wore like white, light colored lipstick, beige, so as to not draw attention to the fact that I had no lips. And then my children recently, my adult children, the past several years, sometimes they'll send me a lipstick and say, Mom, you got to wear lipstick. And one time we did a home done photo shoot. They all had their makeup on. My girls are really pretty. And so they fixed me up. They did my hair. And then they put lipstick on me. Well, what it looked like was.
Did you look like a whore?
No, I don't have enough lip to look like a whore, but it looked like somebody took a marker across the bottom of my face.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's in preparation to what happens now if I've tried to do the duck lip thing in my mirror. Stick my lips out, turn sideways and do the.
I can't do it.
So what it looks like is my face might have a possible anal fissure.
I was glad you can laugh at yourself like that.
It looks like a chicken's butt with anal fissures because my lips are wrinkled. So maybe I'm jealous of these girls. Maggie, I've seen your Trisha. Maggie, her beautiful daughter Trisha. I've seen pictures. She does duck lips, and she does them very fucking well. So do her friends.
Yeah, and so they add injections in the feathers. I went.
There are girls that have lips that can do that even without injections.
Yeah.
So you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, she's very. What, Grampy?
It looks okay. I've seen it before where, it looks natural. I mean, not like a pose, like where there's an actual picture, and it can be kind of high, it can be cute, and it can accentuate, But the ones that I think are just stupid, are the ones that just like, that's your selfie, It's like
over and over and over and over and over.
And it's like taking pictures of duck lips and shit, and you go, "What the fuck?" They're like, I just love duck lips. It's like,
it said no man ever.
I know.
So
okay,
I think it's just like a competition. They're seeing who can be the cutest with their duck lips. I don't think it has anything to do with trying to attract a man. Well, maybe he sees it wrapped around.
I don't know, because
never mind. I'm not going there.
Maybe some guy, finds the whole lip thing and the male genital portion of his body.
Yeah, you get what I was saying, Grampy. Yeah, I know you got
this fucking show, people. No fucking talks, trashy stuff. Use of the Urban Dictionary will not be allowed on this show, so we will not fucking discuss penguin pussy.
You're just running into the ground, Grampy.
Whatever happened to the question every woman asked? Does my bum look big in this? Now they want them this big.
Does my bum look big enough?
Yeah. No.
When did that change? Does my bum look big? Back when I was younger, and I wasn't a bad looking girl, but it was always considered trashy, number one, to show your panty lines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you were dressed up, you did not. And then along came bikini panties, and it was a thing to show your panty lines. Another thing.
Remember ditto jeans?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like, it was hard. That was the one good thing. It was hard. Girls' butts look good in ditto jeans, for the most part, but then they disappeared and stuff,
But prior to that, everybody, all of us, we were concerned about, is my butt looking too big? It was like a fixation. And I remember I was really little during my young adult years. I weighed around 100 pounds. And at first, my children's father would complain about getting splinters because I was so thin, when we...
shut up.
But then an event happened in my life, and I gained a little weight. I gained maybe 10 pounds, and I bent over one time, and my husband said, "Boy, you're starting to look like your mom." And that was an insult, y'all. Yeah, that's the kind of marriage I had, y'all. But we were always concerned about our asses being big.
Yeah.
Now it's people are getting implants in their butts. That's stunning.
Look, I've been very brutally honest, and I always thought as an objective opinion when does this make my butt look big? Do I look fat in this, or what do you think of this outfit? Because and like, I'll try to be as nice as possible, because if you don't, no, serious, because if I think something like, I'll be like, "Oh Jesus, what are you wearing that for?" Or that I don't like that. That's just and they go, "Oh, you just don't like it, right?" And then if I don't say anything, right, then when somebody says something about it later, she'll go, "Why didn't you say something about it before we left the house?"
Oh, cool.
Yeah, or
blame.
Yeah, so I'm very honest. Like when me and my wife go out or something, if she'll say, and we'll both look at each other, goes, "Is this okay with what I'm wearing?" And we'll be honest with each other. It's like, nah, not for where we're going, or something like that, or maybe today should be a hat day for me, or something, whatever, or I don't think you should be wearing that shirt where we're going. Maybe, something like that. But
or do you ever say, "Are you going to iron that shit?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, buy me an iron,
Yeah.
Oh, Grampy, holy crap. We've been on an hour and 45 minutes. The time has flown. Grampy, thank you.
Been a hoot. I've absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, in advance of the show, Grampy said, so, what are we going to talk about? And I said, he says, is there a plan? And I said, nope.
No.
We never have a plan. You know what? The brilliance comes from our friends. And thank you. Thank you. We don't need a plan.
That's good because I never have a fucking plan.
No,
you have been just stellar.
I listen to loud music before I go on camera for like a half an hour. I get myself pumped up to be the Lobster, and then, like you said before, we went on. Like after the show, sometimes it's just you feel like now it's time to take a nap.
Take a nap.
Yeah. Because when you get wound up, sometimes. God, when I'll do like a 4-hour stream sometimes, even a 2-hour stream. And like I'll go on like 40 minutes sometimes. I'll be like, come on, somebody come in the fucking room. I'm done running my mouth, and please, because it gets exhausting. You're like, okay, I'm out of gas right now.
Yeah,
somebody
some momentum. Yeah, boy, if I ever see that, Grampy, if you're hell, I'll volunteer to come on your fucking show.
I don't have like plans. I'll probably do a live stream today because I'm kind of wound up and everything, about being an old grandpa and everything now, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're in character.
And I've got like edibles right now.
And Grampy.
and I'm fighting, I'm fighting to keep my fucking channel up right now because, as some of you might know, I've got my second strike because some people are upset that I make fun of them in videos.
Oh, for Christ's sake! You're out here having a good time. They make themselves targets. And I've seen it happen. If you don't want people to talk about you, if you don't want Grampy to talk about you, get the fuck off the internet.
Yeah.
Or no, stay on, man. Stay on because
stay on it. But when you come on the internet, you buy into it. It's like signing a contract. You come on the internet and I've been a target. So has Maggie. That's what you sign up for. It's the gentleman's agreement that you're going to get attacked. So, well, I guess they're acting in kind. Grampy, you're going to get attacked too. Sometimes it balances out. Do you have a backup channel?
No, but I'll make another channel. I've got my own Carl, but you know what? I had 1,700 subscribers once, and there's a reason that I have more now because of something I did. It got shut down, my old Secular Lobster channel. But no, it like I said in my stream last night, it would piss me off. I'd be really upset. But I still have most of the fucking videos.
Good.
And I can make another fucking channel because it doesn't affect me. I do this for entertainment. I do this, to keep myself occupied and hopefully entertain people, or people can make for whatever reason they watch me, whatever. It's like why I do those videos, I just put shit together and hopefully people enjoy watching them.
Yeah, but they're brilliant because they're old school. I love how you put them little adverts and the old film.
I've actually seen some, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but I've actually seen some influences of things that I've done in the past. Not that I created anything or started a thing, but
it's brilliant.
Things that I've used that people will put in, and like Mute the Bozo. Lord Vader. Mute the Bozo gives me a lot of stuff. Lord Vader gave me my fucking Rip Cervix and the one thing like Pixar and all that shit.
I want to make friends with these guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I've had people like or sometimes I think Mr. Irv ruined his own life. Kind of thinks that, I don't know. It's kind of like this mind wave. I'll be like looking for a video, and all of a sudden, like, Herb ruined his own life. Fucking starts posting shit, and I'm like, fuck, I think I have that. Or, oh wow, I forgot about that one. Or that'll be fun. And so that's how I start creating shit, you know. And a lot of times the videos that I start with don't even end up. I might have an idea for a video, but by the time I'm finished with it, chances are it's not going to be anything that I envisioned in the beginning.
I've been risk.
Like I said earlier, I'm thinking about maybe like giving Gertrude Perkins first access to the videos, and he can write the fucking description. Because the way he writes it on Facebook, it's like, wow, we need to hire that guy. Not that we could actually pay him, but you know what I'm saying.
I know he comes on Facebook, and I like every damn thing he does because he is so brilliant, and what a wordsmith he is.
Oh yeah, and then he puts not for use, not for watching at work, or not work friendly.
Not safe for work. Oh no.
So I get that disclaimer, you know, which always makes me feel good, you know, because I'm not a role model.
Oh God. Oh.
You are now.
Okay, you guys, we are coming up on 2 hours here. This has been our longest show ever, and it's probably
10 more minutes. Come on, break that 2 hour mark, and we can go bye home, okay? And we can both go sleep, and we can both take a sleep.
Grampy is celebrating with us.
Yeah, so let's break the 2 hour mark. I'm looking at the chat. Expanding the process is here. It's okay that you're late, sweetheart. Who else is here? Stephen Ronan. Oh, Stephen Ronan, bless your heart, sweet baby. I loved that you talked about me when you didn't know it was me on that last show when we were in the chat. I love you. Thank you. Oh, what a Stephen Ronan. Okay, who else? Adam E. We've already addressed. Tammy's here. Anybody have any questions? We got to drag this out so that we make the 2 hour mark. This is an epic banner day.
Okay, before that goes on, I put a challenge out last night, and I'm very serious when I'm saying this. I know he's not watching this, but I put this out on my channel. You know, the guy that gave me my you know, responsible for my strike and everything, and I can't do anything bad for 30 days, or you know, if you get 3 strikes within 90 days, they shut your channel down. So if you're good for a month, you know, then you've got a little bit of wiggle room, which that's happened to me before, you know. But you know, this guy, you know, he wants to, you know, he thinks all the police should die. He's a piece of shit. Lives up in Maine. You know, it's good. He wants to go around the country. He wants to go around the country beating people up and you know, slicing and loving, cutting him and everything like that. And I'm giving him the opportunity once again to accept my true offer that I will pay for a bus ticket for him to come down here to Woonsocket and kick my ass. And I will actually buy him lunch. I will take him to Casey's Burger in North Attleboro. Kate, I know you're watching. I'm looking out for you.
Oh, you should post a link to the menu so that we can give them a plug.
Yeah, but Casey's Burgers in North Attleboro.
Well, I don't see how your invited guest could resist that, Grampy.
Yeah, and I'll even give him a bus ticket home. And you know, and there's a hospital right down the fucking street. I'm not saying that something's gonna happen, but you never fucking know. And like I said, the hospital's right down the fucking street. So he wants to go kick somebody's ass. I'm inviting him to Woonsocket, Rhode Island to kick my ass. I'll take it. I'll take one for the fucking team. This way he doesn't have to drive to Tulsa, fucking Oklahoma with the truck that has no steering wheel. And a blown motor.
Well, it seems like you are offering all of the amenities required of someone so deficient.
He's not going to need a fucking hotel room because the hospital's right down the fucking street.
Yeah, they can just take him from his car or right off the bus. Sure.
Oh dear. Some people are just idiots. They really are.
Yeah, and everybody in the chat knows exactly who you're talking about. But
Yeah.
That piece of shit.
Okay, Grampy, whoever is responsible for that clip that you have on your channel of the baby.
Oh, Gary Snowflake. You know what? I got to tell you, there's an actual argument right now. There's a discussion on who's the biggest piece of shit in the world. And Gary, and there's people trying to, everybody knows that Gary Snowflake is the biggest piece of shit out there. He is. And he knows that, and he understands that, and he accepts that. But there's people out there right now that are trying to take that moniker from Gary Snowflake.
No.
And because they're jumping on the fucking bandwagon. They used to be friends with something happened and everything, and they're doing things. And to those people, no matter what they do, Gary Snowflake will always be the biggest piece of shit on the internet. Hashtag piece of shit.
You cannot seize the crown. You cannot.
You don't just take the fucking crown. It's something because you've been doing stuff for a couple of weeks to piss somebody off. There has to be, he's not even on the Mount Rushmore of emo trolls. There's me, of course, because when I started doing it first, literally nobody watched his videos. And then a year and a half fucking later, we've come to this. So, of course, I'm there and Gary Snowflake. And there's been people, thrown out there at times, and there's a debate on, who could also be up there. But yeah, just claiming that, you're the biggest piece of shit, without, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys, thank you for that. For that major filler, Grampy. Okay. So we have 2 minutes before the 2-hour mark. Okay. So people in the chat, do you have anything you want us to just briefly mention? Who else is here? Okay.
We've got Mrs. Lobster's Chicken Salad Fund because that's important. We love chicken salad. And Adam would be hopefully more than happy unless he's at the fucking hospital. Throw that in the link and everything like that. And we got merch and stuff like that and everything. But and stuff like that. And I'm sure you guys got something, but we got about 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Okay. So
bring that record, people. Come on.
So Maggie and I have this logo now, and we're thinking about merch. I'd love to do a coffee cup, but I understand you only get like 10 cents a cup if you sell coffee cups, or
you get more than 10 cents. I mean, on Teespring, it's 3 something or 5 something. It's not bad.
So you got to sell a lot. I bought one of yours, but the place I looked up was $14.95 to plus postage, and I thought, who the hell would want to do
People
that?
Do that, and like I sold 10 coffee cups, right? And ladies and gentlemen, we have beach towels too.
You have beach towels.
Grumpy Lobster beach towel.
Yeah, somebody said, "Why don't you make a beach towel?" I'm like, "Who the fuck's gonna pay?" And I've actually had people say, because I'm like, "Who the fuck's gonna pay $30 for a fucking Grampy Lobster beach towel?" And a few people said they would. So finally got the picture right, so it like pretty much okay, and
Oh yeah, the picture's great. Stephen Rona asked why we're not monetized. Well, that's kind of creepy right now.
Yeah, well, monetized how? I mean, we'll all accept payment for something. Let's negotiate.
Yeah. Oh, it's just weird. Yeah, I do have a PayPal, but it's not even my name, but I have a PayPal, and so
I have a PayPal with my real fucking name on it because there's probably very few people on the internet at this point that don't know my fucking name. So, when you dock yourself,
I have a couple of layers of identity protection. So, but
I'm poor enough. If they want to steal my identity, they're fucked.
Yeah, well, I don't, billboard who I am because, I'm a fucking old lady who lives alone and I'm very vulnerable and I have a heart condition. So leave me the fuck alone. but yeah, okay. What Maggie and I have
that we're still talking, aren't we, Robin?
Yeah, we're still talking, because Maggie says, Robin, do it, do it, do it. This
Yeah.
is your retirement because,
I wanted to put it in a jar for her retirement. I've got
Yeah.
need.
Robin's retirement fund, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Jesus,
He
that's
deserves it.
pathetic.
She does.
Yeah,
She's
but
74 and still working. I think that's awful.
It's been a joy, but I'm trying to avoid living with my children. Okay, that's
with a 100%.
That's the end of that discussion. It's embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, okay, we've done our 2-hour mark.
We got 9 seconds to go. 8.
Oh, I have 2 minutes.
I got 1:59:59. Okay, we're officially over 2 hours. Ladies, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed this. You guys have made my day. It's hot as here.
You made ours too.
No kidding. And thank you for getting dressed for us, Grampy.
Yeah.
Look, I've been wearing this shirt, and it's my Pawtucket shirt. I use this as an overshirt. I use this to walk around the house. It's something it breathes easy, and it's
We don't mind on the Grannies.
Yeah.
No judgment here.
And we bullied you into slapping on a cap and coming on camera. Thank you, dear. Okay, God, I don't want to leave. This is like a long goodbye. Thank you.
I got a braid on today, man.
Yeah, I got to.
I saw that. I really like your hat.
This one. I've got I had one on last week, which is made out of paper.
Yeah, I had a if you ever see that hat that when I do videos where I'm with those 3 chicks from Hooters for
No, I haven't seen that.
It's a funny story too. I went to Baltimore years ago to visit my kids, right? And their mother and me and my kids, we all went to the Baltimore Inner Harbor, and we went to Hooters, right? And like my son said, it's like nothing like going to Hooters for the first time with your mother. But anyway, but the picture itself, right? I wanted a picture. I was on vacation. I wanted a picture with Hooters girls, right? So these 3 Hooters girls came over, right? And somebody handed the picture to my ex-wife, my kid's mom. So my ex-wife, the mother of my children, was the one that actually took the picture of me, Hooters girls, which it's kind of a weird story that who'd have thought that she'd be the one that would take that picture, kind of a, but we get a laugh out of that picture, But my son said, he goes, I had fun and everything, but that's a hell of a time to go to Hooters for the first time. Your mom's there,
Yeah, that is weird.
He goes, it was one thing. He goes, because you like to have fun. He goes, Mom was there.
Yeah, I can see it from the kids' perspective because Lord knows my kids tell me every time I humiliate them. But then I made them a promise that I would always strive to embarrass and humiliate them.
So did I.
I tell people this is what I am. This is what I do. I mean, I can tone it down. My personality, depending on where I'm at, I've learned that hard way sometimes through life. When they just tone me down. Because when I get carried away, sometimes things come out of my mouth, and then
I get that. In a group of people, I've always been sort of the weirdo, and I've always been self-conscious of that. Always, I've been self-conscious about the fact that things come out of my mouth, and. Sometimes I get the side eye. Sometimes people laugh. I'm so grateful for the internet.
I love having conversations with. When my mother-in-law calls on the phone or we're in the car, I've had some of the funnest conversations because like I said, I told my wife, I said, you know what, your mother could hate my guts, but she's never given me anything. She's like, she always has fun with the conversation, right? Because she kind of gets me, you know. And I'll call her on the phone, and we'll just start talking about all sorts of weird shit. And it's like not the reason why she called off, because she probably called to talk to my wife, you know. And I'll have her on the phone for like 10 minutes, just like we've talked about all sorts of stuff, you know. I just go like, well, you and I pretty much do that with her. And I told her one time, I said, you know I run my mouth and everything. And yeah, we were sitting at her table one day, and she described me. And she goes, nah, she goes, you're a storyteller, you know. She's like really fun to talk with, you know. When you can just have a weird conversation with people, and they kind of let you just run with it for a while, but then you know when to stop.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, the thing is, Grampy, is that you have stuff to say, and it makes sense.
Sometimes I don't.
Oh, shut up. You do not devolve into word salad. You just get right to the point. You use real words and real descriptions and real storytelling. You know, there's so much out there that is word salad, where people talk and talk and talk and they don't say anything. Okay, that's the jewel that you are. Yeah, you know, you certainly have the gift for gab. But
some people think I just don't know how to shut the fuck up, you know.
Well, I understand everything you say, even though I don't understand the people. I don't get some of the people you talk about, but I understand what you say, you know. So yay you.
Yeah. I've enjoyed listening to you. It's been a great day.
And one of the best things I like is my side chat, because they kind of get what it is too. Like I'm Mutabozo, Mudbrucker.
Oh,
all the
side chats are great.
Yeah.
You have gathered a great circle of friends.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we created the Fun Brigade, because well, actually Adam pretty much did, because I was throwing, like I said, that Fun Brigade stuff around for a while, and like it was something that didn't catch on, and then I swear this is true. One day I got this message. All it said was #Fun Brigade, and that's how I met Adam. And at first I thought he was like this young innocent kid that was just trying to have some fun and stuff, because he's not very old, and he doesn't, you know. But it was like, and then he sent me a link one day, and we were like talking a little bit. He'd send me stuff, and then he asked me one day, he goes, hey, can you give me a link to Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers? And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I don't know if this kid's ready, man. I said, that's a dog. I mean, they eat their own, and that, I don't know if this kid's ready for it. So I thought about it for like a week or so. Anyway, so I finally fucking sent him the link, right? And I don't know if he'd already got it. He probably did, but I sent him the link. I don't know, within about 2 days, he like knew everybody, right? And all this shit. And I'm like, geez, I guess I was wrong, But yeah, he comes across, he's, but yeah, that's pretty much how I met Adam. And he got the Fun Brigade shit started. And
how long
did
ago
the fucking discard. Oh God, has it been a year? It was probably, oh shit. Yes, sometimes maybe a year, something like that.
Yeah.
Been doing that.
Well, okay, you guys. Number one, I have to get up and go pee. Number two, I've had coffee, and I told Grampy, I said, I'm going to have breakfast wine, and I have, but now I need some scrambled eggs and toast. I might thinly slice some Spam, and even though I'm not supposed to have it, sometimes I just gotta have it.
It's got a lot of salt.
Once a year, my ankles will be swollen tomorrow morning. I don't care. It's a great sacrifice. Anyway, you guys, again, thank you. It has been fun, Grampy. Thank you so very much, dear. Okay, everybody in the chat. Okay, Grampy, I'm turning you loose. Thank you for showing up. It's been great.
Bless you. Great to see you.
Okay, we'll talk soon. I'll catch you. if you're still cranked up, I'll catch you on whatever you're doing after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember.
Dear heart, kisses to you and Mrs. Lobster. I love it. All of you guys. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye. Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, that was brilliant. It really was a great way to celebrate. He's a darling.
Okay, we're down to 11 watchers. I think we were up to 14, 15. You know, this has been just such a delight. What a show for our 6-month
I know.
mark.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you, you guys who stuck with us during this 2-hour marathon. You know what? We weren't paying any attention to doing a show.
And thank you for everybody who was here at the beginning as well.
Thank you, you guys. Okay. So I guess we've been on 2 hours and 12 minutes. Holy crap. Okay. You guys, we're ending the broadcast. Thank you for showing up.
Thanks.
Thank you for
Bye,
coming
everybody.
here to celebrate our 6-month thing. Okay, bye.
Bye.